What if one of the brightest objects in the night sky suddenly became the reason life on Earth disappeared? That sounds impossible. But hidden inside the history of our galaxy is a terrifying truth. The very explosions that helped create life could also erase it. Every star you see looks calm from a distance. Tiny, peaceful, harmless. But some stars are ticking time bombs. And this is where it gets weird. Millions of years ago, a series of colossal stellar explosions erupted near our region of the Milky Way. The blasts were so powerful that they carved out a gigantic bubble in space, known as the local bubble. Here's the twist. Without those explosions, you probably wouldn't exist. The gold in jewelry, the uranium used in reactors. Many of the heavy elements that make modern civilization possible were forged and scattered by ancient supernovae. So the same cosmic events capable of destroying worlds also helped build ours. But how close is too close? Astronomers estimate that a supernova occurs somewhere in the Milky Way about once every 50 years. Sounds alarming. Except most happen far away. Far enough that Earth never notices. Or does it? Because while no known supernova candidate sits dangerously close to us today, there are systems lurking nearby that could one day become unstable. And that raises a disturbing question. If a star exploded near Earth tomorrow, would we even see it coming? At first, the answer seems reassuring. The odds are incredibly low. But that's not even the craziest part. The real danger isn't the explosion itself. It's what arrives first. A flood of invisible radiation racing across space at nearly the speed of light. And if that radiation reaches Earth from close enough, everything changes. Imagine looking up at the night sky and seeing a new star brighter than the moon. For a few moments, it would feel magical. Then the nightmare begins. A supernova isn't just an explosion. It's the violent death of a star. When massive stars run out of fuel, gravity crushes their cores until they collapse catastrophically. The result? One of the most powerful events in the universe. But here's the strange part. The blast isn't the deadliest thing it releases. Moments after the explosion, enormous quantities of high-energy particles and radiation surge outward. If a supernova erupted within roughly 50 light-years of Earth, the consequences could be catastrophic. And if it happened even closer, the story becomes almost unbelievable. A nearby supernova could bombard our planet with radiation powerful enough to shred the ozone layer. No ozone means no shield. Suddenly, lethal ultraviolet rays from the sun would pour onto Earth's surface. What happens next changes everything. Plants begin dying. Ocean ecosystems collapse. And one tiny victim triggers a chain reaction that reaches every living thing on Earth. Phytoplankton. These microscopic organisms produce nearly half of Earth's photosynthetic activity. Remove them, and the entire marine food web starts unraveling. Fish disappear. Predators starve. Food chains collapse. Atmospheric balance begins to shift. But that's not even the worst-case scenario. If the explosion occurred close enough, incoming radiation could trigger widespread mutations, rising cancer rates, and environmental devastation on a global scale. Humanity might retreat underground. Entire cities abandoned. Civilization transformed into a desperate fight for survival. And just when it seems things couldn't get worse, the final stage arrives. The shockwave. The most terrifying part of a nearby supernova isn't what you see. It's what follows. Long after the initial flash, an expanding wall of energy and matter races through space. And if Earth stood directly in its path at close range, the consequences would be beyond anything in human history. Atmospheres could be stripped away. Oceans could evaporate. Entire ecosystems could vanish. In the most extreme scenario, Earth itself might not remain recognizable. But here comes the twist nobody expects. Even after all that destruction, life might not completely disappear. Because some organisms on Earth already survive conditions that seem impossible. They're called extremophiles. Tiny life forms capable of enduring intense radiation, crushing pressure, and environments that would instantly kill most living creatures. And this is where the story takes an unexpected turn. While civilizations may fall, these microscopic survivors could remain, waiting, adapting, evolving, for hundreds, thousands, or even millions of years. Meanwhile, the remains of the exploded star would spread outward, creating a breathtaking cosmic cloud called a nebula, a glowing monument to destruction and creation. Because every supernova follows the same paradox. It ends one story, so another can begin. The atoms inside your body were forged in ancient stars that died long before Earth existed. In a very real sense, every living thing is connected to explosions from the distant past. The event that could wipe out humanity is also the reason humanity exists at all. That's the contradiction hiding in the night sky. And perhaps the most unsettling part is this. Somewhere in the galaxy, another star is already approaching its final moments. Its countdown has begun. Maybe it explodes tomorrow. Maybe thousands of years from now. We don't know. But when the next great stellar death finally arrives, will it simply light up our skies? Or will it become the beginning of an entirely new chapter for life in the universe?